Right, I'm gonna do a video about a news story, like a recent one. I don't think I could do this every day, like your favorite YouTubers do. Even if I did do it every day, I lose like 50 subs every time I publish. So if I did a video every day, I would lose that many subscribers every day, and that would be like 1,000 every month. I've tried. That is exactly what happens when I do that. If I do less than 5 videos a month, I don't earn enough to put a roof over my head. But if I do too many, my subscriber base will blow away like ash in a dry wind. So indulge me while I see if I can figure out the optimum content for the middle ground. So, okay, I was lolloping around on the internet, mostly indulging in hashtag trolling the Guardian. Jolly good fun, do give it a whiz. Oh, there you go, I'll give you the best bits. Just in case anyone steals my work and then denies stealing it. Heaven for spiffle anyone would do that. But yeah, as I was perusing the hashtag, I saw a couple of entries knocking some shade out of BBC comedian Nish. And I thought, what's happening here? So I looked it up on the tubes, and it turns out what happened here was a comedian had a bad gig.
Also, we didn't die in the second... None of us were alive! We couldn't survive the Second World War! We can't survive our phones being at 8% battery!
That's it. Comedian dies on his ass at gig. Yeah, stop the presses. Bartender drops a glass. Electrician zaps himself in the teeth. Museum tour guide has to deal with a particularly rowdy group of school children for an afternoon, and the whole place smells faintly of child. Okay, but why are you telling me this? Why do I know this? I clearly don't need to.
You find this out when you're nervous and breakdowns. Does anyone have an iPhone charger? Does anyone have an iPhone?
Again, all very normal. The dude's getting booed. He didn't know how to read this room, presumably because he's accustomed to doing narrow observational routines for woke millennial hipsters in central London, and he wasn't prepared for an audience of old boys who like cricket. Why is this a story? Oh, it's a story because the BBC made it a story. The BBC did a news article about a BBC comedian having a bad gig. Your license fees, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still rich enough and gullible enough to pay them. Let's have a read then. Comedian Nish was booed off stage after making Brexit jokes at a charity event on Monday night. Okay, BBC, I'm sure that's 100% accurate and 100% objectively non-partisan, like the British people are forced to pay you to be. Kumar, who hosts the BBC's MASH report, was performing at the Lord's Taverner's annual charity cricket lunch.
You are the only audience in my entire 13-year history of performing that have actually thrown something at me.
Kumar said after a bread roll hit the stage. My God! A bread roll, you say? A bread roll hit the stage, you say? Not a glass bottle full of piss hit in between the eyes. A bread fucking roll hit the stage. Wait, was that what this was? Shall we hear it again? The unmistakable, thunderous shockwave of whole grain against varnished wood. I'm sorry if this is triggering anyone's PTSD right now. Good Lord in heaven, you're right, BBC. This is a scandal the size of your mama. Well, I never.
It is dangerous to perform for a room full of people largely descended from people who colonised my ancestors. Like that!
I can't figure out for the life of me why they're not falling about in the aisles, Nish. I'm just going to have to scratch my head raw thinking about this one.
To get up in front of some people who historically would rather sort of annex me to something.
So it sounded like you were maybe building up to a zinger there, or maybe like a pre-prepared list of amusing verbs, but no. Annex something was the mumbled fleck of a punchline you went with there. And you are going to need a Mike Tyson uppercut of a punchline, Nish, to counter that nuclear assault bap that was bombarded onto your stage just now. You seem to have resorted to just insulting the audience in a highly unhumorous way by telling them they're descended from racists or something. You appear to be giving the impression that you might be better than them. The BBC continues its article. Speaking to The Guardian on Tuesday, Kumar said, "Fruity Bob boobs in your anus on your face, lulu." I'm sorry. This is my favourite thing in the world right now. All right. Kumar said, "I made what I considered to be some extremely mild jokes about Boris Johnson, Jacob Rees-Mogg, Theresa May, and the Brexit process not going well." He said the audience was more, quote, easily offended than he thought they might be. Nish, mate, has the thought occurred to you that they weren't so much offended as bored? To the point of shitlessness. In my experience, offended people don't tend to make that noise. They tend to, well, either they laugh because they like offensive jokes, and that's kind of the point in going to comedy, or they, quietly sit up and go off and slip off and to complain to the manager. An audience offended en masse is far more likely to go dead silent rather than start booing, in my experience anyway. That, Nish, to me, is the unmistakable sound of an audience that is bored out of its tiny mind of these poxy little jokes about Brexit and the Tories. And not just because they're almost always just feeble yawns of partisan hackery very loosely disguised as a joke. Even the Remainers, even the Labour voters are getting sick of this shit. They want their comedy back. That comedy where you talk about anything else ever. Yeah? That is the sound of, "We have heard these half-baked yappings 1,000 fucking times, you miserable fucking chancer. For the love of God, surprise us, please."
What? You want what? You want jokes?
Yes, Nish, and standing there like a dead lemon going, "What? What?" is not jokes. You're making no attempt to roll with the punches here. If you can't hear what the heckler is saying, then get the fuck on with your routine. Nobody else cares. You're the only person in the room they can hear, and all they can hear from you is this.
I've never left the stage before the end of my contractually allotted time, and you lot are not going to make me do that.
Self-righteousness can be entertaining. Even insulting people in a self-righteous way can be entertaining, but it really needs to have some comedy in it, if you want to call it comedy. If you are to get payment, or just exposure, or just one of those dodgy tax loopholes your agent told you about.
I will stand here and go, of course I'm not getting paid, it's charity, you rude man.
Gee, how about don't just self-righteously insult the audience? Dude, they are the guys paying the fucking charity after all. Yeah? And this is a lesson you celebrity comedians need to learn about charity gigs. Yes, they're good for your public profile. Yes, there's, I imagine, some kind of tax dodge they could help you with. But what your agent didn't tell you is that when you're doing a charity gig, you need to give a fuck, but the audience does not. This highly unbalances things if you're sort of used to a certain routine. You're doing this to boost your public profile, but you'll do nothing but kick it down a notch if you act like a prick. Whereas the audience hasn't heard of you. They haven't come to see you. As far as they're concerned, you're a random toff from the city with a voice like a 7-year-old boy. They've already paid to be there. They want their money's worth, and they started drinking at 10 in the morning. So, yeah, beware of charity gigs. I've never done one. However, every stand-up gig I've ever done has been unpaid and performed to people who don't know me and who give zero fucks about me. Trust me, those are the worst gigs. Except This Week in Stupid, I guess. I did get paid for that. And, like, some of the audience was already familiar with my shit. That's the only time that's ever happened. I'm guessing, Nish, those are the kinds of shows you're used to having, right? In your cushy BBC job. And this is what happens when we take that fish out of that water and put it in a barrel of Guinness. It flounders somewhat. But the reason this is a story is the reason I am doing a video about it, because the extraordinary thing that's happened here is the BBC is defending this comedian and demonising this audience. From top to bottom, it's flagrantly obvious that the proposed narrative is, how dare this audience treat this poor comedian so badly? Which is quite a sideways hop, isn't it? From how dare this comedian be so rude and callous to people who weren't even in his fucking audience? Would it be a question too stupid to bother asking if I said, what do you suppose has changed here, BBC? Surely you wouldn't defend your own employees to the ends of the earth while heaping propaganda against the comedians who represent your competition platforms. Because that would be self-serving and politically partisan, and absolutely not what the British people are paying you for. At least, sorry, being forced to pay you for. At least fucking ostensibly. Not the slightest peep ever about what it's like for comedians who try to make pro-Brexit jokes. Do you think they ever get booed, BBC? And do you think that's ever a fucking news story? Do you think anti-EU, anti-Labour comedians are ever faced with an obstacle as oppressive as a fucking weaponised bomb cake? Do you think the BBC itself would be the first smear merchant cult on the scene, joining in with the outrage? You people will go just as pearl-clutchingly batty in your attempt to shut down comedy shows you don't like as you will in your attempt to shut down the audience if they fail to approve of a comedy show you do like. How the fuck, BBC? Like, where the fuck do you get off trying to demonise the audience for not liking your puppet? And how the fuck do you think you can go on like this? What are you going to tell the audiences who give you negative feedback? Well, fuck you, if you don't like the show, don't... Oh wait, it is our job to give audiences what they want, isn't it? Well, there you see. Well, here, fuck the British public, fuck what they enjoy, fuck what they believe, and fuck what they know to be true even when we tell them it's not. We are here to tell you what you shouldn't be laughing at and what you should be laughing at. Scrap the BBC, please. It's a fucking laughing stock, and no, not the kind that we as an audience enjoy. Scrap it, it is a liability, and it is a lie. That is all. To play you out, Nish, to play us all out, I'm going to call upon a comedian who knows what the fuck he's doing. You're about to see a semi-famous clip of a world-famous comedian in Philadelphia. Granted, this is not a charity gig, nevertheless you would do well to learn from him. Remember, if you get booed, there is an ancient trick you can play, a technique that's been passed down from comedian to comedian over the eons, a trick we refer to as pull yourself together and do your fucking job, you hack.
I'm just walking around like, yeah, I just got a cheeseburger. Oh, fuck all you people. You know what, you fucking losers? I hope you all fucking die, and I hope the fucking Eagles never win the Super Bowl. Go fuck yourselves.
Tell me a joke. me.
I hope your mother has herpes in the center of her asshole, and you go home tonight, you lick it, you get it on your tongue, and some other horrific shit happens that involves cancer. To all of you, 11 minutes left.
Alright, let's simmer down. I'll tell you 2 more things and then I'll leave. What?
I hope somebody takes a fucking beer stein and just slaps you on the back of your zit-infested fucking shoulders and your awful man-tit tank tops. I hope that happens to you. I hope the glass fucking digs into your fucking shoulder blade and then I see you afterwards. Hey, how's it going?
What? Listen, if you're gonna heckle, can you make it discernible, please? What?
Right in your fucking eyeballs. Until it builds up so much that your eyes, they fucking crust over. You can't see shit. And somehow there's another dick in there for you to suck. 10 minutes left.
Oh, I'm a funny guy. Oh, that's nice. That's not necessarily the heckle I was anticipating.
Look at you in your fucking Donovan McNabb shirt. I hope he snaps both his fucking ankles in the first goddamn game. I hope you go 0 and fucking 16. I said suck a dick. 8 minutes left.
Listen,
What's that, sir? What do you have to say, sir? Never passed the fucking 8th grade. What brilliant shit are you gonna fucking tell me, huh? Go back to the dock and go unload some shit. You fucking warehouse working, weed smoking, fucking disappointment for your mother. 7 minutes left.
I did think it'd be nice to come here and perform to some people that have a different political outlook to me, and I thought it'd be interesting for me to share my perspective. But clearly that's not been the case.
Fuck all of you and fuck the Liberty Bell and shove it up Ben Franklin's ass. What do you think about that? All of you motherfuckers, I hope that bridge collapses onto your pathetic lives. Go fuck yourselves. 6 minutes left and I will be selling my CD after this shit, you motherfuckers.
You are here for an incredibly good cause, and so the only comedians likely to say yes to it are left-wing comedians, because right-wing comedians tend to charge a lot more.
It's fun, isn't it? It's great. I'm actually getting fucking paid right now, people. I'm getting paid to shit all over you guys and your stupid fucking rock t-shirts of bands that no one gives a fuck about. 4 minutes left.
What? Yeah, I already donated 100 quid, mate. Do you want another 100 quid? I'll get you at the table. Yeah.
Again, the accent helps a lot too. Try to develop a voice that sounds post-pubescent. Move out of London, maybe. The further away you get, the more adult minds you will find. Fuck off now, there's a deer.
Look at this. What are you taking a picture of, E-Rock, huh? This is the most... I'm saying all the shit I wanted to say for 14 minutes. This right here is the theme of my set. A broken mic stand. 3 motherfucking minutes left.
Right, well listen, I've done 16 of 20 minutes, and I think we can all agree. If you crack me off, I won't leave. I guarantee you will clap for 3.5 minutes. I was ready to leave, but now that you lot have started behaving like pricks, I'm not going.
What's that? Sir, why are you screaming? You're in the front row, you dumb fuck. God, I hope this whole crowd, I just hope mass AIDS full blown. Like fucking you get weak as you walk to your fucking cars, you just pass out, and they just find you.
I was ready to wind it up, I was ready for there to be a compromise, but as soon as you guys started behaving poorly, I'm not going anywhere.
So anyways, back to the jokes. I got a computer recently, people. Fucking motherfuckers. I put in 2 minutes left.
Absolutely not.
Nish,
Absolutely not.
just need to say to you, my friend.
Yeah.
Can I shake your hand, sir?
Thank you.
I would really enjoy blowing everybody's brains out. Just fucking, just the next day, somebody mopping up the 3 pounds of fucking brains that are actually in this goddamn crowd. 1 minute left in the period.
But thank you very much, Nish. I think now is the time for us to draw the record. Well done. Thank you, Nish.
You guys all gonna go see Rocky 19? Oh, dude, I think you can win. Listen, I'm out of time. You guys were here, man. Thank